Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy, King DV. I'm with my co-host, my bro from another mother, JC Sports Talk, man. How was your Thanksgiving? Let's start there, brother.
Man, look, hey, happy to be back on the Showdown, man. I know it's been a couple weeks, man, because of Thanksgiving and life. But hey, my Thanksgiving was great, man. You know what I mean? Hey, I spent time with the fam, man, watched some good football, but look, we here now, man, and we got a lot to discuss.
A lot to discuss, man. Yeah, man. My holiday was great. I did miss y'all. I did miss talking to y'all about sports, man. We missed the week, the Indianapolis Colts week. But all in all, man, we just got a lot to get into today. I do want to start out with the injury report. I do want to get to where they at. Yep. So this is the injury report here. If y'all can see that, it's CJ Gardner-Johnson. He did not practice or didn't do the walkthrough. Devontae Smith, he was in and out of the game against the Packers with a groin injury. I think he banged up his knee as well. Zach Pascal, didn't know he hurt his groin too. Patrick Johnson, I don't even know really, too much about him. But what do you think about that?
Look, man, the injury report. Hey, put it back up again. Chauncey Gardner one, man. Look, that's going to be a big blow for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Yo, this dude leads the NFL in interceptions. Here's the reason why we are a top takeaway team in the NFL. So him being gone for 6 to 8 weeks, possibly, hopefully sooner. He'll come back sooner, but definitely he's going to be missed. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm a little bit concerned. Blankenship, they come in, he filled in for him, but at the same time, I'd rather have Chauncey back there. The whole Devontae Smith groin injury, man. A groin injury is one of those things you don't you can't really judge, man. In practice, you're really not going full speed. So how bad is the groin injury? I don't know. So there's definitely some things, man, we got to keep an eye on. I'm a little bit concerned, man. We are getting closer, towards the end of the season with about 6 weeks left. We're 10-1. So 6 weeks left, man. We just need to lock up this number 1 seed. And get everybody back healthy. But definitely, I'm a little bit concerned. But we got good news on the way, though.
Yeah, we do got some good news on the way, man. I'm going to get into that. But with Chauncey, man, it's a hurt piece, man. I liked how Reed came in. I like how Reed Blankenship came in and did his things. He did have some hiccups, but what you expect from a young player. Yeah. But at the same time, he did do some great things, too. And I think that they're thinking about starting him this upcoming Sunday. We're going to get into that as well.
So we ain't got no choice.
I mean, we do have a choice. We do have a choice, but we don't like that choice.
Nah, not Kavon, man. Kavon out of here, man. No. We ain't got no choice. Hey, that's the reason why he was the first man off the bench, all right? No, that's the reason why. So, we ain't got no choice but
did you see that Kavon didn't get into Reed got banged up? I think he got hit in the nose or something like that. He got out a couple plays. But anyway, we do got some roster moves as well. I'm gonna touch more about the injury updates also that I went into on my channel, but we do have some roster moves, man. Marvin Wilson got off the practice squad. They released him to make room for Jordan Davis, man. He's in a 21-day window, man, which means he could be available for this upcoming game, this upcoming matchup. What do you think that they should do with Jordan Davis if he's active to play on Sunday?
Well, I really think he's probably not going to be activated for this upcoming Sunday. I think with with the whole signing of Sue and Joseph that we are able to at least go one more week. Make sure he does practice full speed before we bring him in. So yes, the 21 window has been activated, but I really think that he would not play until against the Giants the following week. We still got to make sure that he's up to speed, that his endurance is back, that he's fully here, full go at practice before we just throw him out there against a top running guy and Derrick Henry. So we got Sue, we got Joseph. If we didn't have those guys, I would say throw them in. Let's go. You know what I mean? But because we got those guys, I think we are able to take it easy a little bit and let him, go full speed ahead first before we throw him into the game. But yeah, definitely the other guys, man, don't even matter to me, man. Jordan Davis is the biggest name on that roster, so yeah.
But Jordan Davis, honestly, if you want my opinion, I think that he should be eased into the rotation. I think they should let him do a couple snaps this Sunday, only because we got to get ready for Saquon in it. That's the only reason.
He hasn't practiced yet, full speed.
Right. I don't know if he's going to practice tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to go, but I think that he did walkthroughs today. He was excited to be back in the locker room, things like that. But I really think that he should do at least, if not, at least 10 snaps just to get back into it. Nah. You think he should hold off? And
yes.
Have a full week?
I want to hear full go. I want to hear full go before we just throw him in there, because 10 snaps, he might be. Look. If you don't go full speed ahead in practice, how do you know, you could go full speed ahead in the game, especially going against a physical back like Derrick Henry? I want to hear he's full go in practice, no setbacks before we just throw him back in there regardless. You know what I mean? I think we'll be fine with Sue and Joseph. And Milton Williams and Cox is playing a lot better now. So Hargrave. So I definitely think it's going to be up to our linebackers, can they come up and stop Derrick Henry more of a one-on-one, with Sue or Joseph. But Davis, I want to one more week. And then that.
I hear you.
Look, we're playing for a bigger picture now. We're playing for a number one seed. We're not playing we have a bigger goal in mind, is to lock that number one seed. So we'll see, man. But definitely, man, especially with the injuries that's piling up a little bit in key areas, definitely we gotta wait.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I'll just say, the rust. I try to knock the rust off before we get into the deeper things.
He can knock it off in practice.
But I do understand. King Henry is a big deal, and you don't want him to aggravate something to the point where he's out longer. I get it. But we do got other news that to get into. Dallas Goedert basically said, he's feeling great. He wasn't in the sling today. He said his goal is to come back week 15 against the Chicago Bears. Avonte Maddox, I believe that's his. I think it's the Cowboys game, if I'm not mistaken. Is his due back?
Avonte Maddox should be back next week.
So I thought it was the.
He should be back soon. Jordan Davis is supposed to be back this week, and then Maddox is supposed to be back next week.
Yeah, because I'm tired of Josiah Scott, and I think the quarterbacks is really picking on him.
He played solid. I mean, he played all right. You know what I mean? Yeah. We haven't had to say his name a lot.
No. Not like Kayvon.
I haven't had to call his name out a lot doing my play-by-play, so that's a good thing. But we definitely need Maddox back, especially with the Chauncey Gardner injury. So definitely, man, yeah.
I agree on that, man, and that will help a lot with the slant plays, man. Yeah. I don't know how Matty Ice was getting off on us with those slant plays. It was just.
But those slants was happening on Slay too. You know what I mean? Those slants was happening on Slay.
And we're gonna get into this too. We're gonna get into this too. Do you think it was only getting over on Slay because he was 8 yards back to the point where now he can't catch up? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were playing too far back.
Yeah.
Even against the Green Bay Packers, you know what I mean? The same
Mm-hmm.
thing was going on. Teams are starting to catch up with the Philadelphia Eagles. Unless you are bumping these guys off the line, you know what I mean? Dan Orlovsky, right? He did a perfect breakdown of how Watson, like how these DBs, they're not being physical. They're not bumping these wide receivers at the line. And look, man, they're getting free release. And once you get a free release, man, like there's only so much you could do if your defensive line does not get to the quarterback, because a slant is hard to stop. A quick slant is hard to stop unless you are being physical or unless you're playing on the inside. If you're playing straight up on the outside or, dress man up, but you're like 10 yards back, that's easy picking all the way down the field. So Jonathan Gannon needs to trust these guys, man them up, and at least cut off the slant until your guys are able to get there. You know what I mean? Your linebackers, your defensive line, especially now we have Sue and Joseph. Look, it should not take us more than 3 seconds to get that quarterback.
Facts.
So that's what I'm saying. And you do have a 5-yard cushion to be, to get aggressive with these wide receivers. I mean, everybody knows that. So why aren't we doing that?
That's what I want to get into too, man. I want to get into the game that just passed with the Packers. But before I do that, just in case everybody need a refresher, man, I do got a little snippet of what happened on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It was a good game, man, but it was a lot of good, bad, and ugly in this game, man. I'm going to start with you. What is your good about this game that you saw?
I mean, look, the good is we won, right? We won the game. Regardless how it happened, we won the game. Another good, Miles Sanders, man. This dude, so far, this is his best through 11 games. This dude already surpassed his career high in rushing since he's been a Philadelphia Eagles, and also has surpassed his career high touchdowns since he's been with the Philadelphia Eagles. So imagine if we would have started from the jump and feeding Miles Sanders more. This dude would be way over 1,000 yards, might be the leading rusher in the NFL right now. So definitely Miles Sanders was a good career high in rush yards. And also Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts. You can't talk about the Philadelphia Eagles game, the Philadelphia Eagles run game or season or passing game without bringing up, an MVP frontrunner and Jalen Hurts, man. You know what I mean? Great overall, record-setting, NFL record-setting performance against the Green Bay Packers. I don't care who was out there playing, Green Bay Packers or not. I mean, they're not that bad in run defense, right? So to do that, to rush for 363 yards in an NFL today and today's game is ridiculous, right? You had to give them their props, man. Good blocking scheme by the offensive line. Overall, man, this running game, if we're committed to this running game, right? I know we want to see Jalen Hurts throw the ball, whatever. I've seen enough from Jalen Hurts this year to say, you know what? He's the guy. He's our future. And now let's get back to that physical running game, especially like we did last year. Teams was not able to beat it because we kept on running the ball, pounding them quarter after quarter until we was leading the league and rushing over 200 yards a game last year. We back to that. Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, and then you sprinkle the pass. We've seen enough pass from Jalen Hurts, but now let's run the ball. The playoffs about to come up. This is where, if you don't know how to run the ball now, you're about to be a first round exit. So definitely that was the good, man. All the running and good decision making by Jalen Hurts when he had to throw 2 touchdowns again. One to AJ Brown, one to Quez Watkins. So definitely a lot of good.
Yeah, it was a lot of good, man. A lot of things you touched on already. Jalen Hurts, man, he had 57 yards rushing on 17 carries. You got Miles Sanders, he had 146 yards, rushing, 2 TDs, two of those things, and he's at 900. He's at 900 yards right now, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit later about him. But this is his best year so far with us. If he could get re-signed, man, this is a contract year for him, and I just want to see him still being green after this year.
Hey, look,
Also,
I've been saying it before even the year started. Remember?
right.
Yo, I'm the biggest Miles Sanders supporter fan. I believed in him. I saw a glimpse enough throughout the first 3-4 years, the first 3 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he went into the offseason with the mindset, this is it for me. I gotta go. I gotta stay healthy. I gotta run the ball. I gotta hit the holes right because or else I'm be on the bench and Gainwell and Boston Scott is gonna take my food and I gotta eat. I gotta get paid. So definitely, man, I'm proud of Miles Sanders, man. And like we just need to look. A lot of people say, "Hey, a running back is a dime a dozen." I hear you, but you ain't gonna get no running back that's that's averaging over 5 a carry throughout his career like that. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
Yes, we got a great offensive line, but guess what? When your offensive line is having a bad game, Miles Sanders could still one hit the hole and gone. That dude is elite talent if he could stay healthy throughout his career. And this year, he's showing you his best year, 11 games in, 6 more to go. This dude could go over 1,500 yards this season and definitely hit about 13, 14 touchdowns.
Right. And I agree because right now I think he's at eight TDs right now. So 9?
Yeah,
it's not. I think it's 9. Yeah. So yeah, Miles Sanders having a hell of a year, man. You can't, like you said, you can't find that on the street. He's also averaging 5.1 yards per carry.
My bad. He got 8 TDs. My bad.
He got 8. Okay. Got 8. Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. But anyway,
900 yards. That's what.
Yeah. Anyway, but it was a good game from Fletch. Finally, he had a decent game. Game. That was a good for me. So what were your bads? What was your bads about this game?
I mean, the bad is look, if you have a 14-point lead on the Green Bay Packers, you know damn well that Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how you let them catch up back-to-back, score 14 on you without making the proper adjustments, right. That is still bothering me. You know what I mean? You up by 2 touchdowns. That is when you put your foot on their necks and you go after Aaron Rodgers. You be aggressive. I don't like the fact that we keep letting teams get back into games. So definitely that was my bad. And special teams, man. Like special teams, what the hell, man? This is week 11 games in. We're about to be 12 games in. We did absolutely nothing all season to address this horrendous special team of ours. I don't even know if at this point, what can we do? What, go get Darren Sproles? Like, I mean, go get somebody that can return it. Is it the returner? Is it the blocking scheme? I don't know what it is. It's still special teams, And look, you can't let teams come back on you, man. So
that's your bad. See, my bad. I mean, my the special team is more in my ugly than my bad. My bad. And I understand it's a lot of things going against him because he was sick and everything like that. But AJ Brown was on the field and he fumbled, and it almost cost us. That's a
3
bad
games in a row.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. And I don't need that from somebody that we paid $100 million to be in Eagle Green. 1, 2. The fact that and on top of that, the fact that Jalen Hurts had to rely on Quez Watkins, the third receiver, to get open speaks volumes on that game. Like, that was supposed to be AJ Brown, but I understand. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that he was sick. Giving the benefit of the doubt, but it's still bad. 3 games in a row you fumble. That's bad. Also, Jonathan Gannon with this prevent defense to the point where Jordan Love got in for Aaron Rodgers and hit a slant, hit Christian Watson in the slant, and he took it to the house. Like that's just bad coaching for me. I understand you trying to prevent the big play, but that was a huge play to the point where he just put on the burners and outran everybody. That was bad.
But that was also bad angle by Blankenship. You know, I mean, the rookie, right? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I whether, Chauncey back there than Blankenship because he took a wrong angle and Watson put on the burners and took off. But I can't say AJ Brown is bad. Look, I understand, man. This dude is the reason why our wide receiver core is what it is, right? Without him, Watkins ain't doing nothing. Maybe Smitty and Goddard, but Quez Watkins, man, he's being open because he's probably being guarded by one of the third best DB on that team. Regardless, I understand he fumbled. They all make mistakes, but I'm going to give AJ Brown a pass, man. You know what I mean? This dude was playing with bloodshot eyes. You know what I mean? This dude was so sick, man. He lost 7 pounds, I heard, in that week. So I'm going to give him a pass. But definitely if he fumbles again this Sunday, then I'm going to pick on him.
Okay. But I just think that those the bads for me that stood out to me was that the defense, AJ Brown fumbling, that got grind my gears, man. I was looking at you live and I'm sitting there yelling at the screen at the same time. Like, what is going on with him? And then, like, soon as they scored, they showed the back of his jersey. I'm like, man, I want to punch him. But it is what it is, man. I hope he redeemed himself. And what better way to do it against his old team? Do it that way this Sunday, man. They not really well. We get into that. But I do want to get into the ugly real quick. What is your ugly?
I don't really have an ugly, man. We already the bad was the special teams, man. I'm tired of saying the ugly special teams. I don't really have the ugly. It was an overall a good, hard fought team win. So I don't really have an ugly. So,
man, I do. And my ugly is the special teams for sure because they gave up 30+ yards multiple times for Green Bay to have a short field and everything. Regardless if they did anything with it or not, you got to be better on that end. On the opposing end, Boston Scott didn't really make a difference. So to answer your question from previous weeks,
he did a little bit. He returned it a little bit further. See, that's what I'm saying. Is it the returner or the blocking scheme?
That's what I was going with. To answer your question, is the blocking. It got to be the blocking. It has to be because Boston Scott is fast. He's small. He's hard to tackle. I really think it's that. Miss Cobb said it's both. but yeah, I think that it's tackling. It's tackling. What's going on, Tia? I gotta say hi to a couple of people, man. If y'all in this live right now, man, please make sure y'all like and comment and subscribe on both channels, man. On your way in and the way out, man. Support both of us guys, man. Eagles content creators, man. We stick together. What's going on, Joseph? Miss Cobb, I did see you. Tia, Richard, Christopher. What's going on? Richie. It's another one. But that's my ugly. And then also CJ getting hurt, man. That was ugly.
Yeah.
That was ugly, man. The way he went down, man. And then I after the game, I heard Aaron Rodgers said that he thought that he punctured a lung. And I was just hoping that the same thing didn't happen with him. Mm-hmm. And it became the little kidney thing. And I'm sitting here like, damn, like he's gonna be out at least 2 to 6 weeks. At least 2 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I know Zach Ertz had one, but he was desperate to play. And that was the last game of the season, I believe, when he got that one.
Against the Cowboys, right?
Yeah. And he played. He played, and he didn't need surgery. So since they say CJ don't need surgery, hopefully he could come back in the 4 weeks. They place him on IR, and then he'll be back in time to play either the Bears or the Saints.
Yeah. Look, if we lock up the number 1 seed, man, look, we might as well just keep them out into the playoffs, man. I'm one of those persons, man. I don't want to rush a player back and then just for him to get hit again, hurt again. So definitely, man, if we lock up the number 1 seed, I think a few more wins, man, we probably would lock up the number 1 seed. The Chauncey Gardner one, look, it's gonna be painful. But hopefully Blankenship
Mm-hmm.
You saw a little glimpse of him, and he's a thumper too, man. I mean, that's one thing I like about him. He's a thumper, so he's gonna come up and hit somebody. So I like that about him. And he's a stocky dude too. I mean, I think he's a little bit bigger than Chauncey Gardner. I mean,
Yeah.
Gardner is more finesse with it, smart, but Blankenship, he's a rookie. He's hungry. He's going in for the hit. And I saw that a couple times against I think it was Dylan. When he had to make a tackle. So. But yeah.
Speaking of that, man, because we're gonna go we're gonna go into that a little bit later in the video. But the way they were tackling, man, the way they were tackling Dylan, man, it was like, yo, if y'all can't stop Dylan.
But Dylan is thick though, man. He's a big, and that's what I wanted Dylan for the Philadelphia Eagles doing the trade deadline as a goal line type of back because his thighs, this dude's thighs is about this, like this. This dude is a big, thick dude now. He's not no small dude. So he's a big dude coming at you. You know what I mean? So he's definitely hard to take down.
Yeah, he is hard to take down.
It's a dude that's even bigger than him. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we can't stop him, King Henry is coming, man, and it's going to be crazy, man. But we do got some other good news, man. I'm wearing this hat for a reason, man. My guy, Jalen Hurts, got NFC Player of the Week, man. I've been going back and forth all day on Twitter about this guy. What do you think about his season so far? Do you think that he's the front runner for MVP?
I mean, in between him and Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to be non-biased here. Patrick Mahomes is doing his thing. Patrick Mahomes had lost Tyreek Hill, and everybody thought that he was going to take a step back. Everybody thought that Tyreek Hill made Patrick Mahomes. But this dude, he's doing his thing with Nicole Hardman and TikTok Juju. He really don't have a bona fide number one wide receiver, and still got almost 26 touchdowns throws because of Kelsey. But he basically got one guy to go. He basically got one guy to throw to, and still have his team as the number one seed in the AFC. And their defense is not that elite, a shutdown defense. So he's doing it, with bare minimum. But Jalen Hurts right now, I think because he's on the same path as Lamar Jackson, but the touchdowns are not as much. His passing touchdowns. That's the only reason why people was like, okay, well, if he had like 20-something touchdowns, I guarantee you nobody would be talking about Patrick Mahomes right now. They'd be like, Jalen Hurts is a front runner, especially when he got 8 rushing touchdowns, I think, already. Do he?
I don't know how many rushing. No, yeah, he do. He got 8. He got 8, and then he has 597 yards rushing.
Yeah, so let me see. Hurts got how many touchdowns? Yep, he got 8 rushing touchdowns. He's tied with Miles Sanders.
Yep.
He got 25 total combined TDs. So I really think it's between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts right now, but definitely a smidge edge to Patrick Mahomes.
Tia, man, you hit it right on the nose, and that's where one of my goods was at too, man. They adjusted well without Goddard. These last couple of weeks, even though the Colts game was a little bit ugly in the beginning, but they adjusted so well without Goddard, and they start, allowing, Hurts to, do it with his legs, open it up for the offense. And that's what got us these wins, man. Not standing in the pocket, because when he stayed in the pocket, you seen what happened with the Colts game. He sat up there and got strip sacked, So I think that, with opening it up for Jalen Hurts, everybody else can eat. But, that helps a lot when Dallas Goedert is not in the game. You can't use Jack Stoll in the Goddard role. He's more of a run blocking tight end. He's not one of those guys that can, get after the ball and catch the ball underneath the blitz and everything like that, like Goddard can. So you hit it right on the nose. But I will say this. I was arguing or debating with, of course, Cole's Cowboys of course, other Eagles content creators and everything like that, and they were saying the same thing that Patrick Mahomes and him and all that. I don't agree. This is why I don't agree, because when Lamar Jackson won MVP, Lamar Jackson only had 3,129 yards passing. The leader of the passing, because they were saying he's doing video game passes and all that. That was the excuse for Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. But that's not where I'm at with it. Where I'm at with it is who's leading a team, who's number one in a division, who's just basically answering the call every single time, who's winning the most games for their club. He's doing it with and without Dallas Goedert. I believe Dallas Goedert has been the best receiver on this team, even though he's a tight end, the best receiver on this team, because he's opening it up for everybody else. You got to look out for him. So he's the best out of everybody on yards after catch, even though everybody's great yards after catch. He's the best out of everybody because he's catching out the backfield and making plays down the field. So with or without him, Jalen Hurts is figuring out ways to do it, and his mindset is there.
Yeah, but see, look, the year that Lamar Jackson won the MVP, he had 3,100 yards passing, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, also rushed for 1,200, and also had 7 rushing touchdowns. This dude had 43 touchdowns. You know what I mean? So, yes. He only threw for 31. I hear you, but he threw 36 touchdowns that year, and also rushed for 7. Like he broke NFL rushing record for a quarterback that year. So, I mean, look, it's close. Jalen Hurts is doing a lot right now. He is the Philadelphia Eagles. I agree, but it's just a smidge different that Patrick Mahomes is very good. Look, if you watch the Chiefs play, he is that offense. You know what I mean? He really, like, what other wide receivers he had? Like, I mean, a rookie like Juju, Nicole Hardman, like these guys, nobody is afraid of these guys. Like, there's no AJ Brown over there. There's no Devontae Smith over there. It's just guys. Kelsey is the reason why teams are afraid, to go hard at Patrick Mahomes, because Kelsey had to be double teamed, triple teamed. So he's basically the AJ Brown for Patrick Mahomes that opened up everybody else. But definitely, man, look, it's close, man. It's really close. If Patrick Mahomes slip up, Jalen Hurts will. Look, Jalen Hurts is not even leading the Pro Bowl votes for quarterback. Like, how could that be? He an
Eagle, because he an Eagle. That's why. That's why. Honestly, I really think that it's a dark cloud over Philadelphia teams, and that's what it is for me. You already know how I feel about the other team that I rep, but the Eagles, I think that's why. That's exactly why they're not going to give him, like, we're 10-1. We're 10-1, and you mean to tell me that on national media and all that, nobody's giving us that clout? They're talking about the Cowgirls. They're talking about everybody else.
Geno Smith has got more votes. Geno Smith got more votes.
Geno Smith. You lying. You gotta be lying. What?
Geno right. Smith got more. Yeah, man. So, but look, all right. So, matter of fact, hey, Joseph, write down the Chiefs wide receivers for me. Tell me who the Chiefs wide receivers are. They got good wide receivers. If you take us off that team, man, them wide receivers ain't doing nothing.
They got B class.
Dallas Goedert, right?
They got
Dallas
B class.
Goedert is hurt right now, huh?
I said they got B class receivers.
Yeah,
they don't have
if that. You know what I mean? Look, Dallas Goedert is hurt right now. We still got AJ Brown. We still got Smith. We still got Quez. We still got some good wide receivers. You take Kelsey off that team, they done. Like,
I don't think everybody look at Devontae Smith as we do. What? I'm talking about national fans. I'm not talking about the players. I know the players know his route running. He's best route runner in the NFC to me, probably the league. But what I'm saying is they don't look at him like we do. They look at AJ Brown like, oh, that's his buddy. We're gonna double him, and then everybody else eat. I don't think they're gonna double him. They're not gonna double him as much as AJ. That's all I'm saying. But I do want to get into something that was asked earlier, and I was waiting to get to this. Hold up. Let me get off of this comment real quick. But I do gotta bring this up though. So Malcolm Jenkins basically said he can still play. He's in shape. It's not far-fetched. He said this all before CJ's injury, by the way. And he said that, he could do a little short stretch or whatever like that. What do you think? Do you think that we should bring Malcolm Jenkins back just to play a couple games and not have Kayvon Wallace be on a roster?
I mean, if you give me the option between Malcolm Jenkins and Kayvon Wallace, I go with Malcolm Jenkins. This dude was playing at a high level the past couple of years with the Saints, so he definitely got it. So yeah, definitely. But how realistic it is? I mean, how true? I mean, he say that he still got it. He still work out a little bit, but he also said, I like being a fan. All right, I like watching the games and just being a fan. So, but if you give me the option between Jenkins and Wallace, or Jenkins and Blankenship, bring Jenkins back, all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's always had Novacare, man. So, hey, hey, man, put on the pass real quick. That's all it is. All it takes. Shout out to Tia for the $5 donation to my boy JC, because I know it wasn't for me, but he went, I win. Great show. Thank you kindly. Bring Grunt too. No, man.
Yeah, we're just trying to bring everybody up.
I know.
Jenkins and Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
I said this on BG's show. Shout out to Bird Gang. I said this. I said the Eagles cannot be like a gumbo. You put too much stuff in there and all that. It doesn't taste as good if you just leave it alone. Leave it alone. You can't bring everybody in, man. I don't understand why, soon as Melvin Gordon got, waived or whatever like that, everybody's like, yo, bring him in. I'm like, no, you don't bring him in either. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. But I think they should bring Malcolm Jenkins back, man. He's my second favorite safety behind Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, Dawkins, man. Hey, bring Dawkins back. Bump that. Hey, bring Brian Dawkins back, man. I bet you he still got it, and I bet you he still works out. Bring Dawkins, man.
Oh, man, the enemy, the ops is in the building.
Hey, what up, bro?
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
Hey, somebody say, is Ronnie Lott available? Hey, bring him in too. Hey, why not?
A lot of people. Yeah, man. But back to Miles Sanders, man. Miles Sanders is having a hell of a year, man. 900 yards, eight TDs. He could crack with 100 yards. He could crack 1,000 yards, man. After having a poor, and that's due to coaching as well. Nick Sirianni, I think, addressed that. But Miles Sanders only had 1 touchdown last year. He has 8.
0 touchdowns last year.
Oh, yeah. He has 0. He has 0. My fault. He has 0. Now he has 8 this year. Yeah. So
no fumbles.
My question to you, and we answered this already, but now it's like vivid to the point where we're getting these numbers from Miles Sanders. Do you believe, as of right now, do you sign him?
I've been saying it all off season and all during the season. You know what I mean?
Right. That's before we got these numbers.
I don't care about these numbers. I had the faith in Miles Sanders could get those numbers. I see glimpses of it the past 3 years. I've been saying, do not let Miles Sanders walk. And did you see this free agent list coming up for running backs? Oh my God. It is crazy. Like, there's probably a solid B, maybe B plus group of running backs that's coming out. That will be a free agent next offseason, this offseason. But definitely, man, your Miles Sanders, man, this year he's balling out. No fumbles. He's hitting the holes hard. I mean, he's just playing good, solid football, man. You're like, and he could break one out any given time, man. There's plenty of time that he should have went down. He kept his balance. He's shifty. I mean, he is one of those backs, man. If we could get a decent deal done for Miles Sanders, I will sign a Miles Sanders, like right now.
I signed him today. Because the pair with him and Jalen Hurts, it goes hand in hand, man. I seen Washington mess that up with Robert Griffin III and that running back. I seen the 49ers mess that up with Kaepernick and that running back. Yo, keep those guys together. Miles Sanders was interviewed
young.
today. Yeah, he was interviewed today. He was like, yo, Jalen Hurts opened up everything for me. And I seen the difference in the running of Miles Sanders. He's following the hell out of Kelsey. He's following Kelsey's lead to the point where, I'm going to hit the hole. A lot of people were saying that he was more like a Shady type runner, Shady McCoy. No, he's actually going up and down, up and down. This is what people said that he couldn't do. That's why they was begging for Jordan Howard to come back. And I'm like, yo, Jordan Howard kept getting injured. Jordan Howard wasn't really, that guy like a LeGarrette Blount. He's not one of those, So I think that Miles Sanders needs to be signed, but I do think that we need stronger reinforcements because I don't know what their plan is for Kenny Gainwell. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Boston Scott did some damage last game.
Like Boston Scott to me is the one that if we're gonna let somebody go, and plus he's on a 1-year deal. All right, get rid of Boston Scott. Just sign a bigger, powerful back for goal line and keep it. Keep Gainwell, Sanders. And if you gotta get rid of a back, then Boston Scott. But you definitely don't get rid of Miles Sanders, man. I'm telling you right now, if we get rid of Miles Sanders, man, we're going to regret it. We're going to regret it regardless. Because next year Kelsey might be gone. So we need to keep these guys together, man.
Ayo Cole. Ayo Cole.
I ignore Cole's comments.
Stop it, Cole. Stop it. Get some help. Get some help. Oh man, but let's get into the upcoming game finally, man, because we are almost at an hour. Eagles versus Titans preview, man. What are your thoughts about this game, man? What would you like to see? And we of course, like always, we're gonna get into our final score and everything on the next topic. That's the last topic of the show. But what do you think that you will see, or what would you like to see from what you know about the Titans?
Well, first of all, look, hey, we gotta stop Derrick Henry, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this dude is already over 1,000 yards. He did miss a couple games, 10 TDs already. So we definitely our run defense have to get better. We have to gang tackle, man. We cannot. If you saw Dan Orlovsky break down, I'm telling you, these linebackers of ours, they have to start hitting the holes, man. That's the reason why. Because once the defensive line is being engaged with the offensive line, there's holes, there's cutback lanes wide open. Where the linebackers at? They're like, no, I thought we fixed that issue with Kaiser White, with TJ Edwards playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. So we need to stop Derrick Henry. First thing, stop Derrick Henry. If we stop Derrick Henry and make Ryan Tannehill, yes, this dude is almost at 2,000 yards, passing, 10 touchdowns. But trust me, man, I think their offense is ranked their passing offense is ranked like number 29th or something, in the league. Yep, 29th passing offense, 175 yards passing average passing a game. So the rushing yards is 122 yards per game because, like I said, Henry was hurt for a couple games, but they put up about 19 points a game, which is ranked 26. They give up about 18 points a game, which is ranked number 8. So overall, man, if we stop that running game and make Ryan Tannehill, be the guy that beat us, I trust our defensive backs. If Jonathan Gannon plays them right, I will take
I was
our
just about to say
back than any
that.
wide receiver in the league. I take our
Yeah,
DBs, Slade, Bradbury. You know what I mean? I take these guys over any. Just lock them up. It got young wide receiver core, Robert Woods over there. Like they don't scare me. So you stop that running game. You put 8 in the box and sell out and stop that running game. Let Ryan Tannehill, beat you. So I definitely want to see us stop that running game and force Ryan Tannehill to be the guy, to rise up and beat the Philadelphia Eagles through the air.
I was looking at a video earlier on Twitter, and I think it was the linebacker coach. I don't know what it was. It was one of the assistants, and anyway, he was basically saying, "Yo, you don't stop it, and you don't stop a car by tackling on the top of the car. You tackle the engine. You cut off the engine.
Mhm.
I think that to stop Derrick Henry, you have to tackle him from the legs, because if you jump on him, he's going to carry you
Or
yards.
he's gonna
Just
stiff the hell out of you. You know
either
what I
way,
mean? Yeah.
either way. So he like Godzilla. When Godzilla was moving the buildings and all that. So anyway, we got. I'm not going to say stop, because you can't really stop him. Even though I did see a stat that said that he was only averaging 3.2 or something yards per carry in the last 3 games. So, and I know that's one of our weaknesses, and we got to tighten up on that, because going into the playoffs, everything slows down. Clock management is one and done. People are trying to run the ball. People are trying to run the clock. We got to stop the run. If we don't stop the run, it's a done deal for us. But that's on Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon got to make sure that these defensive linemen are, hitting the holes that need to be hit and everything like that. And he got the right guys in the right situations to, stop these plays. If we stop King Henry, or if we contain him to the point where it's a 3rd and long, or even a 3rd and 4, please do not have our cornerbacks back 8 yards to the point where Treylon Burks or Robert Woods can actually get some good yardage for them, and then it's a first down. We have the cornerbacks. We're first. We're first in takeaways. We're first in quarterback rating, QBR, in our secondary. So
Yeah,
of course,
look. Derrick Henry is only averaging, he's averaging under 100 yards rushing a game. So he's at 95. All right, so 10 touchdowns. But like per carry is at 4.2 yards per carry. But I think that even my problem is sometimes we be in position. These guys are scared to get hit. They're scared to get run through. So they're trying to like, come here. I need to see, somebody just go ahead, take his legs off like a freaking torpedo. Just go after him. Don't worry about trying to be, worrying about being the next guy, a meme about you flying backwards. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean? Do your job. And against a lot of these other running backs, the Taylors and the Dylans, a few times we were there, but they just can't wrap up. I mean, they're too light in the ass or something. Like they just can't wrap up. We need some thumpers for linebackers, and these safeties need to come help. Like you cannot stop Derrick Henry with only your front 5. You can't stop him with your front 4. Everybody needs to game tackle that dude, or it's going to be a long game.
Yeah, and I agree, because if Derrick Henry start going, then Ryan Tannehill can do play action, and then everything falls downhill on our defense, and then we're looking at Jalen Hurts to try to do Jalen Hurts things, and if he doesn't show up, that hurts his bid for MVP or anything like that. So you want to put everybody in the right position to be successful. Sue got to be on his game, and I know he hasn't been playing. And Lavelle Joseph got to be on their game. I'm not even looking at this point. I'm not even looking for Jordan Davis to be in. I want Hargrave. I want all these guys to key in on him. Derrick Henry not getting more than 4 yards a carry.
I'm telling you, this game is going to be on our linebackers, man. On our linebackers, because like I said, if you are being engaged, like defense and offensive line are intertwined, your linebackers need to shoot them gaps. They need to shoot them gaps and try to get them in the backfield. Because a lot of times our defensive line is pushing these guys back, but the linebackers is 5 yards back. They need to go. They need to go. Stop waiting for what? So this is going to be this game right here. Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, this game is going to be on those two guys. It's going to be on those two guys.
So my question to you is that do you think that we should split reps with Graham and Quinn, or do you think we should keep Graham in there majority of the time?
I mean, where's Robert Quinn at? Like, this dude been here for what, 3-4 weeks already? Yo, I haven't mentioned his name at all. Like, I don't know. Like, are we using him the right way? I don't know. I was excited, when we got Quinn. And that's a problem, right? You can have all these guys, right? You can have all the Robert Quinns you want, the Sue you want. If you're not using these guys properly, man, like it makes no sense to go out and get them. So I think that Robert Quinn is good when it is third down, so he could pin his ears back and go after the quarterback. So I want to see Fletcher Cox at the end. You know what I mean? Like we saw against the Green Bay Packers. I want to see this defensive line beefed up. The Sue, Joseph, Cox, Hargrave, Sweat. I want to see those guys in. And then on third down, hey, you bring Robert Quinn in. You've been Brendan Graham in, and you go after Tannehill. But definitely, man, like Fletcher Cox been playing great lately. He's been, being moved all around, all over the defensive line. So I want to continue to see that. But I cannot say this enough. This game is going to be on our linebackers, man. On our linebackers.
It is. TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, all those guys. It's going to be on everybody to put in an effort to stopping one man, stopping King Henry. 1, 2. Also, you want to have our front seven try their best, especially if it's a play where as though that he's what's this Amber Alert? Where you at?
Yeah,
but
where he at?
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is that when the play action comes, we got to be ready. We cannot allow the short passes. We cannot allow any of those things, man. We got to be our cornerbacks have to be those quarterbacks. Like right now, we got Marcus Epps. Marcus Epps earned his stripes with us. He's been here for years. But Blankenship, if he's on either side, one of those veteran quarterbacks had to help them. Like, hey, I got you. Josiah Scott. I know he's going to be in the game, but they're going to try to target you. Like me personally, if I'm on the field and I'm Josiah Scott, I'm more like, yo, I need to step up because I know they're going to go after me because they don't want to go to Slay and they don't want to go to Bradbury. They're going to want to come to me, and I'm going to step up. If you letting guys beat you and things like that, or in critical plays that could decipher a game, then yeah, that could cost you a roster spot. Probably not this year, but at least going forward.
I'm not even worried about our safety this game, man. Like I'm not. Like I really feel like this is going to be a Derrick Henry game, and plus we have the corners to prevent. We don't need that much safety help. A lot of freaking Chauncey Gardner's interception came him sitting back and breaking on the ball, right? I mean, it wasn't like that, guys was getting burnt, toast left and right. No, I mean, it was tip balls. It was like sitting back. So I'm not really concerned about our safety in this game. As long as our DBs are on it, look, I will be fine. But definitely, man, the running game. The running game is my biggest concern. My biggest concern is the running game.
But that's everybody's biggest concern because we know when you face the Titans, you're going to face King Henry. He opens up everything for Tannehill, no matter who's back there. And then also the receivers is wide open to the point where if a play action comes along, then, hey, you're in trouble. One. Yeah. Two, just like how Joseph said, he said Quinn will show up this game.
Okay.
I need him to show up this game, man, because I know he's just not a pass rusher. He's good at the run, too. So I need him to show up this game. That's why I'm down. And I'm a big Brandon Graham fan. But I'm down for them splitting if he's going to show up. If he doesn't show up, then, hey, it is what it is. Brandon Graham get majority of those snaps, But we can win this game, man. I thought we were in Tennessee. We're at the link. We're home.
Yeah. We home.
Hey, Twin said our linebackers need to do better job plugging. I agree on that. Joseph, we need to protect the middle of the field. Yep, that's where we've been getting cooked at. And they be going outside. And
because the slants, man. The slants is the problem. So it's really. I mean, look, that's going to happen the whole game if we are playing, 8 to 10 yards back. These slants are going to be wide open. How could you protect that? What? Just have a linebacker just drop back, you know what I mean, and intercept the ball underneath. But it's just one of those things. You have the corners. You need to play them up tight. You need to play the young, unexperienced wide receivers. I mean, Robert Woods, okay, but I mean, I'm not really afraid of Robert Woods, especially if he's going to go against Slay or Bradbury. So I'm okay with that. But if they put him in the slot, that might be a different question because he's more experienced than Josiah Scott. But definitely, man, if we could play pressure on the outside with Slay and Bradbury, we could get to Tannehill. We could get to him within 3 seconds. So he's going to have to get rid of the ball under 3 seconds. Is he that type of guy that could get rid of the ball that fast? Do you have faith in his wide receiver core? I don't know.
Right. And I think that overall, I just think that it just has to be a real detailed game plan for that offense. But we never talked about the defense. The defense, I think their defense is okay. Their defense is good. Mike Vrabel is one of those good coaches, and they do got Jim Schwartz as an assistant.
Yeah.
So they got their defense is good.
8.5 points a game. So I mean, that's enough to win a lot of games.
But my question to you, and we're gonna get into like the final score and the three keys, right? But my question to you is this. Do you go away from the run because they can stop it?
No, you never go away from the run. Like, I don't care. Look, if a team could stop the run or not, you never go away. You have to try to be as balanced as possible. The thing is with the Tennessee Titans is this. They are very good against the run. I think they are ranked number 1, but they are horrible against mobile quarterbacks. So this is this is going to have to be a Jalen Hurts RPO game, but they have been getting cooked by guys that by mobile quarterbacks. So I think it's going to be a Jalen Hurts, just like this past Sunday, RPO, hand it off to Miles Sanders. If they're playing you a certain way. But no, you never go away from the run, man, because then your play actions is not going to be available. Then, your passing lanes are not going to be there. So you got to establish your run on both sides, for the, Titans and the Eagles. At least keep trying until it's like, unless you're down by freaking 21 or something. And then now you have to air it out. But you definitely, look, the Eagles, the offensive line is so good that I don't care how great. Last year, the Saints were the number 1 ranked defense against the run. We shredded them because of our offensive line. of the scheme we played. RPO is a real thing. It's a threat to any run defense. So you definitely don't go away from the run.
No, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree that you don't go away from the run because you got to, it's just like, chipping that ice. It's just like chipping that ice. You got to keep going until something break through. Once something break through, then now your playbook opens up. You don't go away from the run. I wholeheartedly agree. But I know their secondary is not the best.
Yeah.
So I seen when we go against teams where their secondary is not the best is that we get pass heavy in the beginning. And then the second half, we're like, yo, give it to Miles. Hey, run the ball. I don't want us to wait to adjust. You know what I'm saying? So that gets me to basically the last thing that we're going to talk about because we got to get out of here. If you're in here still, thank you for rocking with us. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on both channels on your way in or out. Please, because our Eagles content creators, man, we're putting out content left and right, man. And JC does the live. I can't do lives because if I do lives, man, I might get banned because I curse a lot. So I can't do that. But your 3 keys to victory and your final score prediction.
Well, key number 1 is obvious. You have to stop Derrick Henry. You have to stop him. Look, you have to limit him. Okay, so he's averaging. He played 11 games. He's averaging under 100 yards. Yes, he had a couple big games, but still, you know what I mean. His average is like 95 yards a game. Do not be that team that get run over for 300 yards. So definitely establish stop the run, and you have to run the ball. So those kind of same keys. The Eagles have to run the ball. 2, attack their secondary. You know what I mean? Yes, they are very, very suspect in the secondary. So you have to at least push them back a little bit because they are going to try to stop our run. So yes, use AJ Brown, use Devontae Smith. I don't know how serious his injury is. His groin injury is. But use Devontae Smith, use Quez Watkins, your deep threat. This dude, the past couple games, the past few games been heating up a little bit, been getting behind defenses. So definitely attack downfield. And look, my third one is this. Jonathan Gannon. I need you to put these guys in position. I need you to stop playing back on these wide receivers. I need you to pressure these guys. Make Tannehill hold on to the ball for more than 3 seconds. And this defense could probably get 5-6 sacks, on Tannehill. So I definitely see the Philadelphia Eagles winning this game. But it's not going to be as high scoring. I see this game maybe like the Colts game, man. Especially with Jonathan Taylor was the main reason why this Colts game was a lot closer because we couldn't really stop the run chunks after chunks. So I see this game being like a 21-17 type game.
Okay. I have 3. My number 1 is that, of course, you got to contain King Henry. You got to contain him.
Yeah.
Because that's how they offense moves, man. It's similar to the Texans game, but beefed up. It's beefed up. And you got a better quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. So, he can make the throws. Not saying that he's not one of those guys that can make mistakes, but he can still make those throws, not like, Davis Mills. Let's put that out there. Number 2, we got to establish the run early. We cannot sit up there and go away from the run. If we go away from the run, then we become one-dimensional to the point where now the defense is sitting up there making us play their game, Yeah. So we really got to establish the run. Hey, we're not afraid to run on y'all, regardless of how many times y'all stop us for, just 2 yards or whatever like that. We're going to chip away. And then once we get that big game, now our offense opens up. Now it gets scary for y'all. Number three, the defense has to be keyed in, man. All 4 quarters. We cannot let
Yeah.
up. We can't sit up there and press, or not press, but be back 8 yards. We can't sit up there and allow short yards or whatever like that, because these other teams, the opposing teams, has faster players than us, and they run it at us. It's hard to backpedal fast as somebody coming at you. So you don't want that. That's a mismatch in itself. So you want to sit up there and set the tone early. You know,
Yeah.
us Philadelphia fans at the link, wherever stadium you at down here, we're not afraid to boo when you're doing something bad. But it's on Jonathan Gannon to make the right plays, to have our players in the right positions to have success, basically. I'm more of on the tip of a 7 point game. I got it 27-20. Eagles win this game.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that Jalen Hurts pulled this out
Yeah.
with his legs. I think that they're going to be so concerned with Jalen Hurts in the beginning, whereas though that we're going to get over on them on other things, to the point where at the end, Jalen Hurts is going to be able to, make it a killer drive to the point where it put them away.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that the defense come up big this game. I really think that we at least get 5 sacks on Ryan Tannehill, at least one fumble. You know, what I mean, a blindside sack, a fumble. We will continue our turnover trend. We do lead the NFL and in turnovers. So yeah, I definitely see this being a heavy Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders type game again. Too bad Dallas Goddard not here, because it will be those 3 guys, But this is AJ Brown revenge game, so I see him getting a touchdown, at least 1 touchdown, and probably having more receptions and receiving yards than all their wide receivers combined in this game.
Yeah, man. I think that AJ Brown owe me. Honestly, that's where I'm at with it. I don't care if you had the stomach bug. I don't care if you had the pink eye. I don't care what you had.
Nah,
You
I'm not gonna go
owe
that
me.
far, man. Yo, this dude lost 7 pounds with pink eye. Yo, this was so sick, man. I'm gonna give him a pass.
You a nice guy. You a nice guy. But no, honestly,
It's a hard game to play, man. Yo,
it is. It is
to play.
It is, because I played it in my day too. So I played it.
Yeah, it's a hard game to play. So I mean, that's what
but AJ Brown, I think that he's going to have a chip on his shoulder this game. Something tells me in the back of my mind he is. Even though what he said to the reporters was like, "Yo, I don't have no hard feelings" and all this other stuff. No, I really think
he's been on Twitter all year, all off season, man.
I think he's gonna have a chip.
Fans, he had this game circled.
Mm-hmm.
All right, since he got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, he had this game circled on his calendar. So I just hope that we just go out there early, get him make the defense just play back a little bit, and then take reign and start running the ball. So
right. But yeah, we're about to get out of here, y'all, man. This was a great show, man. JC, bro, tell them where they can find you, and also tell them what you got coming up.
Yeah, I mean, look, tomorrow I might do a play-by-play tomorrow, man. Let me see who plays tomorrow for Thursday night football. Let me see.
I'm not sure.
Who plays tomorrow? Tomorrow night we have Buffalo in New England. So I think
that might be decent. That might be decent, yeah.
So I definitely think that might be a good game. So just stay tuned for that. I might be doing the play-by-play tomorrow, but I'm on Twitter heavy, man. JC Sports Talk 20. As you can see below, and of course on YouTube, man. If you're not, follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my channel, man. Hey, you are missing out, because we do, when the Eagles play, Batman comes out, and you are missing out on this when the Eagles play. So definitely tune in, But yeah, man, hey, great show, man. Appreciate you, man, putting this show on. And as always, man, hey, go Birds.
Man, look, y'all can find me in St. Louis rolling on. No, that's a song. But no, y'all can find me on here at King DV Sports, man. My link right there. Also on Twitter, I'm on Twitter heavy. King DV Sports, all one word. Facebook, King DV Sport without the S. Also Instagram at King DV Sports, and also TikTok at King DV Sports, because unlike other Eagles, listen, other Eagles and other Eagles content creators, I'm trying
TikTok, Juju.
Oh no, I'm not dancing. I'm not dancing to none of that. But what I'm saying is that I'm trying to get my subscribers up. That's all I'm trying to do. Once I funnel them in, you know. But anyway, y'all can find me on there as well at King DV Sports, man. But look, man, it's been a great show, man. Thank y'all for actually tuning in. I know a couple people that I reached out to on Facebook that said they were going to tune in, and I think I got a show with them at 8:30. So, you know, as always, man, it's always great. It's always great to be with y'all, man. It's always great. But as always, it's always go Birds, man.
Yes, sir. Go Birds.
Peace.